And now, it's BoomerLife. Lifestyle discussion designed to make your life more engaging, meaningful, and complete. Celebrating the baby boomer generation, this is BoomerLife on Dec6th2016.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world.
And welcome to the show. This is BoomerLife on Dec6th2016. I'm Zach Spencer, and today we're joined by the SnoreDentist. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Zach. Pleasure to be here.
Your name really isn't the SnoreDentist. Your real name is Dr. Charnel Muir.
It is, yes.
So, but you go by the SnoreDentist.
I go by the SnoreDentist.
And you have on your car Snore Doctor.
I do, because dentist wouldn't fit on the plate.
You're a doctor of dentistry.
Yes.
And so when did you decide, being a regular, run-of-the-mill dentist, to go into specializing in a type of dentistry that can help people with snoring, and kind of explain how you bridge that? Like people wouldn't automatically think of a dentist as somebody who can help them with snoring. So you went into dentistry and then you branched out. So explain that.
Yeah, well, I was very lucky. Went to UBC, went to dental school back in the 80s. Head of the ortho department, as I've mentioned on previous months, was the Dr. Alan Lowe. And he really was one of the founding fathers of what's called dental sleep medicine. So, your dentist is looking at your airway from the mouth down every checkup that you have. So,
as my dentist says, every 6 months or 60,000 smiles.
There you go. So they'll be able to tell whether, there's certain things in the mouth that even a dentist would be able to pick up and think, wow, I wonder why they have that, or I wonder if that means something. So there can be physical traits in the mouth, but really, most people are familiar with the late-night TV or the drugstore snoring appliances that they can boil and bite into, and it might help them. So,
kind of like your the mouth guard for hockey or something,
that's right? Yeah, bulky, throw them in hot water, bite into them. People have tried that. It helps with their snoring. So making a custom-made appliance might make sense. But then moving on and treating other medical conditions that have to do with the airway, like sleep apnea, the custom appliances are really the way to go. And my passion for it was very early on. I was thrilled with the fact that we could help even children with crowding and expand their arches and help their snoring. They often had parents that snored, so we were able to treat them with appliances. And often it was, the mom would mention, they can't even sleep in the same room at home, and it's becoming quite disruptive in the house. So being able to make patients' lives better, really, at home, it is all part of it, is making them healthier, making them happier.
So you sleep better, you have a better daytime.
That's right.
So if you sleep better at night, you have a better day.
Yeah.
So what are sort of some of the benefits for someone that's sort of a chronic snorer and is not getting maybe the kind of sleep they're maybe not aware that they're not getting a good night's sleep, and they're coming in just because of the noise of snoring, right?
Right.
And their partner, husband or wife, is like, okay, that's enough. You have to go and get this sorted out. Which I'm sure a lot of people listening to the show now are like, yeah, I need my husband or my wife to because of the noise. But what happens when they get a good night's sleep and they're not snoring? What do you hear from patients?
They wake up better. Their mood is better. Their energy through the day is better. They're better coping skills. They're not so snappy. They can handle things. They're more alert when they're driving. They're better at work. They can function. They can multitask and concentrate. They can remember that person's name that they couldn't remember before. So it affects all sorts of parts of our lives, whether it's work life, family life, sporting life. You don't feel like getting off the couch because you're tired, and now you have the energy to go play squash or whatever that is.
A lot of people fall into the trap that, I'm just older now. Maybe for men, it's my testosterone levels are lower. I just don't have my mojo anymore. But you're saying it could be the fact that you're not sleeping well.
Absolutely. And you're right. This big low T thing is very popular right now. And we're finding that a lot of it is the fact that they're not sleeping well as well. So they just don't have the energy to even function during the day, and they're blaming something like low T when in fact nobody's ever looked at their sleep. It's almost something that people forget to think about or look at. They just assume if they sleep through the night, they therefore must be getting good sleep.
But it's quality of sleep.
It's quality of sleep, yes.
We're speaking with the SnoreDentist, Dr. Charnel Muir, about devices that help you stop snoring and help you sleep better. So you're a very limited subset of dentists. There's not many of you that practice this in British Columbia. So explain how unique your practice is.
So there's, there was 5 of us in BC that are what are called diplomats in dental sleep medicine, and that is a general dentist who has gone on and done some extra training and kind of written board exams and presented cases and done that to a facility and an organization that's recognized and able to assess us for our competency. So there was 5 of us, and one retired officially last year. He actually retired from patient care a couple of years ago. One is retiring in the process this year. One just had his 82nd birthday last month. So
he might be retiring.
He might be retiring fairly soon. And that leaves 2 of us that are these diplomats in dental sleep medicine that have gone on and done this extra training.
And this is what you should be looking for, right? You know, I'm sure there might be other people that try to offer this, but you really need to get somebody that knows and has done the extra education.
You know, I really stress it to patients all the time. There's a couple of steps that need to go into it, but really the current guidelines are that if you're going to provide dental sleep medicine, which is what I do, you should be what's called qualified, and you should have the training and the expertise and the experience to be able to do that properly, and to be able to assist that patient in either testing to find out what it is they do when they are sleeping, all the way through to follow up and referral to a sleep physician if it's something above and beyond just sleep snoring or sleep apnea.
Well, let's talk to that. So of the almost 30 years you've been in dentistry, how many years have been dedicated to this specialty?
Well, I've been doing it in my practice for about 15 years.
Right.
So about half of my career has spent, some part of my day has had to do with dental sleep medicine. Now, it's a relatively young area of specialty. Really, the first oral appliances weren't developed until the late 80s, early 90s. The American Academy of Dental Sleep Medicine, which is the governing kind of body of how you become this diplomat, really wasn't formed formally until the years in the early 2000s. So it hasn't been around awfully long. But it's been something that's growing, and we develop more information, and we learn something new every year. And those of us that do it exclusively and provide these services are often changing our practices and changing the way we treat patients so that we can always better their therapy.
Is that one of the issues you have as the SnoreDentist, that people just aren't aware that your skill set exists and aren't aware that a dentist should be fitting these devices in their mouth?
Well, interesting, because in Canada, well, at least in British Columbia, and I can't speak for a lot of the other provinces, but in British Columbia, you technically you're a dentist to be able to provide an appliance for someone, or they can get them over the counter at the drugstore.
Those are the ones you see advertised on TV.
That's
what have
right.
You, right?
Yeah. So anybody can go buy one at a drugstore or buy one at online or any number of places like that. But those are guesses. They're not accurate as far as where your jaw goes. They may or may not fit your mouth or your teeth. They may or may not be comfortable. But really, to be able to do the custom fit one, to do the medical condition of sleep apnea and snoring therapy properly, it should be done by someone that has proper training and experience.
Now, you obviously see all different shapes of mouths and airwaves and what have you. So when you see somebody come in, can you sort of tell what device you're going to sort of move them towards based on the shape of their mouth? Is because you said there's many different devices available, right?
Yeah, there's about 70 to 75 different appliances out there right now that are recognized by either Health Canada and or FDA in the U.S. To be able to call themselves durable medical equipment for the treatment of snoring and sleep apnea. Now, there's certain criteria that we here in British Columbia have, and there's certain criteria that the American Academy of Dental Sleep Medicine have as far as what those appliances should have for adjustability, fit, function, reliability, longevity, all sorts of things like that. But, how you pick the appliance for the patient will depend on a number of things, you're right. For instance, number of teeth. Does the patient have all of their natural adult dentition? With or without wisdom teeth is fine. But do they have the vast majority of their teeth in their head, and we can use them to hold the appliance for stability? They could have fillings and crowns on them. They can have bridges. They can have any number of things like that. But I just want to make sure that they're stable and healthy and I can hold on to them. Or are they tipped? Are they crowded? Are they missing teeth? Did they have teeth extracted for braces when they were younger? Any number of things like that help me pick.
All right. When we think about the holidays coming up, we're just just over 2 weeks, I should say, from Christmas, and family members are coming to sleep in your spare room or on your sofa, and or maybe you're going to someone's house and you don't want to be the one who snores and keeps everybody up. Is vanity a big part of this? That people don't want others to know how much they snore? Yeah,
and not only that, it's embarrassing. It's not just vanity, but certainly you don't want to disrupt everybody else in the household. You don't want to, hear the snickering comments the next morning that, Sally or Joe down the hallway, I could hear them. So that's part of it. But for a lot of people, they may not be aware that they snore or that they stop breathing at night if they don't have bed partners at home. So some people don't even know until a circumstance like that comes up and they go to stay at someone's house or they share a holiday hotel room with someone or someone stays at their house. So vanity can play a role for sure. And the oral appliances offer a great discreet option for that. Because
a lot of people, a retainer, right?
A lot of people have retainers or night guards, and it's just something of the ordinary. We all put on our face cream and our, socks to keep our feet warm, and then we put in our nighttime appliance. Yeah.
All right. When we come back, I want to get into, in your practice, what do you see more? People are coming just because of the noise, or they're coming because they're not sleeping well, and how do you determine that with the testing that you do? We're speaking with Dr. Charnel Muir, the SnoreDentist. And quickly, what's the website? Because if people want to make an appointment to see you, the best way to do it online.
That's right. Easiest way to reach me for an appointment's online. So it's SnoreDentist.ca. There's a button on the main page that says online appointments, and you can go in and schedule yourself in for a consultation right from there.
We'll be right back on BoomerLife here on CL 650.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.